Hi, I'm Muggs McConnell, and this is Snippets of Yoga Philosophy. So we've been talking about prana, and I wanted to just follow up a little more on that. So we have in the yoga philosophy 3 bodies. There's the physical body, there is the astral or energetic body, and the causal body. Which is basically the cause of why we are here. So as we move through our lifetime, we have established some karma, and the causal body or seed body takes the learnings from this lifetime into the next lifetime, so to speak. So it carries forward, so we don't have to learn things over again. We just generally set up a place to live and in a new body, and then this wisdom comes with us. And that's why sometimes we come across people who are masters at a piano when they're 3 years old, or brilliant with mathematics at a really young age. And so it's like the knowledge has come through. Or with regards to hatha yoga, someone who may be very adept at their yoga poses very quickly in life, and one could say that they mastered that in a past life. So these 3 bodies I wanted to touch on, and in my book Letters from the Yoga Masters, this is on page 134. And so the physical body is known as the Sthula Sharira. And it's the part of us that is made of the molecules, atoms, bones, flesh, blood, etc. And this physical body is brought to life when the prana comes into it. We touched on this earlier. So without prana, the physical body is simply a corpse or a mass of matter put together, and then the life force, the prana, comes in, and now we have movement. Prana gives us life and movement. So that part of ourselves is the astral body, or the subtle body, the Sukshma Sharira. So that's our energetic self. And sometimes people refer to the aura, right? The energy field. You can kind of feel that energy field as you come to bring your hands together, if you tap into the subtlety of it. And so prana, yes, is the subtle side of the breath. Everything physically manifested has an equivalent in the pranic body or astral body or subtle body. So for breath, it's prana, and for the physical body, it's the astral body, or for the Sthula Sharira, the physical body, it's the Sukshma Sharira, the astral body. And so then the third body is the causal body, not casual, but causal, and or also known as the Karana Sharira. And as I said, this is the seed body that takes the learnings from one lifetime into the next lifetime. And this is just talked about in my book on page 134, 135. So there's a few techniques, a couple of techniques for sure, where you can become aware of this physical body. And I learned this many, many years ago at an International Yoga Teachers Association conference from a lovely woman who had broken her back. And she was a physiotherapist. And unfortunately, right now, I cannot recall her name. It was many, many years ago. But nevertheless, she really shared this beautiful technique that I use sometime in Shavasana to tap into the flow of prana. And with my current alive teacher, Dr. Ananda Bala Yogi Bhavanani, his father also did a similar technique to this and has a name for it called Prana Shakti Kriya. And I never knew the name for it, and there's little differences in the technique, but in general, it's the same. So what I'd like you to do, and I can guide you through this, but if you find your mat on the floor and put your feet to the wall so that they touch the wall, and then move into your Shavasana pose. Okay, so whether some people do Shavasana, touching the feet and the hands to the body in some lineages, and in others, the feet are apart. The most important thing is that the feet are touching the wall. Okay, and as you get yourself settled on the floor, I'll just explain. So we'll move through a Shavasana, tapping into the essence or energy of this Shakti or pranic flow. And if you cannot feel it, then we imagine it with the mind. So for example, if you had an injury on your arm, you may have scar tissue in there, but on all the levels of the body, there is a healing process to occur to get the prana to flow again through the nadis. So physically, yes, there may be scar tissue. There could be trauma wrapped up in an injury, which then is more subtle and more emotional, that needs to be healed. And also there could be just many layers to the healing. So this process is to help to get the prana flow through all of the energy channels or nadis in the body. So you're lying on your back, feet are touching the wall, and then begin to feel the connection between the wall and the soles of the feet. And there's a tingly fuzziness that you can feel there. And that is the essence of prana, the way we can tap into some comprehension of prana, that effervescence, that tingly fuzzy. So now as you become aware of that tingly fuzzy essence, bring it from the soles of the feet around to the top of your feet. So you feel now your entire feet with this tingly fuzzy essence. And then draw that energy up into the ankles. Feel the tingly fuzzy effervescence to the best of your ability within the ankles. And then take it up into the calves and the shins. And again, if you cannot feel it, then imagine that you feel it. Like the dot to dot exercises that we used to do as children, where you would draw a line from one dot to the next. Draw a line of prana from the last point you feel the effervescence, to the next point you feel the effervescence, and fill in that gap using your mind's eye to try and get the prana to flow. Moving up from the shins and the calves into the knees, feel the effervescence to the best of your ability and fill in any gaps with your mind's visual ability. Take it up into the thighs, the quads on the top and the hamstrings on the back, and feel that flow of energy through the thighs, all the way up into the hips and the pelvic region. And if you've had any abdominal surgeries, you may not necessarily feel the entire flow of energy yet, but visualize it to the best of your ability. Feel that tingly, fuzzy effervescence in the hips, the buttocks, the abdomen region. Do the best you can to feel this flow of energy and linking from dot to dot to get that flow flowing again. Where the mind goes, the prana follows. So use your mind to retrain the prana to move through this area that needs a greater flow. Moving into the solar plexus region and your low back, mid back, up the front of the body, and all the way up the back of the chest. Feeling this flow of prana, the tingly fuzziness of prana, and connecting to the best of your ability any areas that isn't flowing. Moving down now to your hands. Feel your palms and the tingly fuzzy essence in the palms of your hands. That's a good place to feel it, to tap into it. Feel that effervescence. And once you've got that, take it around to the back of your hands. Take it to the back of your hands and feel that tingly, fuzzy effervescence. So your fingers on the inner palm and the back of the hands, the back of the fingers and hands are all tingly, fuzzy. And then take that up into your wrist. Take it into your wrists. And start to flow the prana up the forearm and filling in any areas that you can't feel the flow. Use your mind, dot to dot, to draw that prana through the areas that feel restricted of flow. Take that tingly fuzzy into the elbows, and all the way up the forearms, tingly fuzzy, up to your shoulders. So now your arms, your legs, and your torso are all tingly fuzzy with this lovely essence and effervescence of prana. Take that prana into the neck, so you feel the neck as tingly, fuzzy, and into the face. Feel the lips tingling, the tongue tingling. Take it to the cheeks, the nose, the temples beside the eyes and into the eyes, the forehead, the ears, all tingly, fuzzy. And then the scalp. Feel the entire scalp, tingly, fuzzy. Feel this beautiful, effervescent body of yours, alive with the flow of prana. And just like when you open a bottle of fizzy pop, fizzy soda pop, sometimes the bubbles pop right outside of the encasement of the bottle, right up the top. You can feel it and see it. Imagine your tingly, fuzzy essence is effervescent beyond the limitation of your physical body and just effervescent outside of it. How far does that tingly, fuzzy effervescence go? This is the subtle body. This is the way we feel the prana within us. Feel that wonderful, beautiful flow. Feel your effervescence, your aliveness, and relax for a few moments into it. And slowly bring your awareness back to the physical body. You can stay in that relaxation as long as you like. But in this case, I just want to share the practice with you and keep this a snippet. So I'll ask you to please wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take in a deeper breath. And then slowly make your way over to the side and up to a seated position. So the teacher that taught this flow of prana from dot to visualize it, talked where we cannot feel the prana. It's called a black hole. And so what we want to do is get that prana moving again. So no scars or area of our body, no trauma is stopping the flow of prana through the astral body, the nadis or energy channels in the astral body. And that we can be more healthily delivering the prana throughout. And I really love this technique. I hope you try it. I'm grateful for the woman who taught it to me, and I'm really grateful to Dr. Ananda for sharing the technique from his father, Dr. Swami Gitananda, in the Gitananda lineage. So enjoy and pass it on to your students. Help them to feel their inner effervescence, their inner prana, the Shakti that flows within us. I hope you've enjoyed this snippets of yoga philosophy. Have a beautiful day. Om Shanti.